find ourselves back inside of the Team Vision spaceship. It has been nearly 3 days since Layla and Mumkey's betrayal. Scarlet has been returned to her cell in the Team Vision armory. She has not been permitted any visitors with the exception of Watashi, who has been uncharacteristically quiet, silently bringing her food and the occasional manga to read.
That's such a shame, that one, isn't it?
During this time, how does Scarlet occupy herself? I imagine she's pretty distraught.
Yeah. Let's see, she's plotting how to murder Layla. No, she's not doing that. She's not doing that. Probably just trying to take her mind off of things and pass the time. She's probably just learning new tunes on her flute. Or if they've let her.
They took away your Pokemon, but they have left... They took away the flute. They were a little worried about that. Because Mystic Mumbo Jumbo.
Okay, well, have they at least given me, like... let me have, like, a sewing kit and stuff so I can draw, like, make clothing and things?
Yeah, they actually showed you that you can set the room... Like, you know, the room is kind of like pseudo-holographic?
Yeah.
You can make, like, a sewing room out of it.
Oh, cool. Yeah, so she's kind of like been stress sewing. Like, kind of like Rarity style. Just like, oh, I'm gonna make clothes.
you got like a whole
time.
You have a whole
yeah,
wardrobe.
like creating a whole new wardrobe for everybody, for all her friends. Like, Jade's gonna look so nice in this dress if I ever see her again. Fun.
I imagine like she's got like mannequins and she's drawn faces on them.
Oh no.
All right, so Scarlet, in your mad sewing like frenzy, you manage to fall asleep with needle in hand in the middle of the night, and
Been there before.
By day 2, give me a new perception check.
Oh, yeah, this thing. D20 plus 1, go. 13.
Okay. Unfortunately, despite being pleased with yourselves by making, like, a whole fashion line of wardrobe that would even make Aldous jealous, or that would even make Rudy jealous, in the middle of the night, your room flickers, and the power goes out, causing all of your hard work to disappear.
No!
And the only thing left in your room is the desk that you fell asleep on and a single but surprisingly comfy bed.
Oh, man. Oh. But do I notice it's gone out or am I asleep?
You are aware that it's gone out. Like, you heard the light flicker and the power just kind of went out and the illusion is gone.
Okay, so can I just stand up and go and test the door?
Sure.
Okay, I go and test the door.
You play with the dials a bit, and it is completely unresponsive. There is a window looking outside, and there is a guard stationed right out there who doesn't seem to have noticed.
Okay, then I knock on the glass to try and get her attention.
She wakes up, and she's like, oh. And she looks back and sees you, and comes forward and says, hey, no, what do you want?
The power's gone out. I've got nothing in here except a bed and a desk.
She raises an eyebrow and says, okay, I'll file a report and we'll have Lydic come work at it in the morning. She just kind of walks over to a computer and she just starts typing stuff in.
Okay. Oh, I guess, well, there's nothing else to do, so I might as well just go to bed.
All right, very well. You head to sleep. The night passes, and Scarlet, you get plenty of rest, although it is a little uneasy, but you will, just go on as normal.
Yeah.
In the morning, you're awoken by a soft knock at the door. You look outside, and you see a nice-looking man out there who just kind of waves politely at you.
Oh, it's him. Yeah, he's nice. I wake up, I do the whole rubby eye thing, and I go to the door, and I'm just like, hi.
He looks at you and just kind of says across and says, hey, I need to repair this, so I'm going to ask that you please don't kill me.
Why would I kill you?
Excellent, yeah. He laughs nervously and says, magazine? He pulls a rolled up magazine out of his bag and kind of like opens the doors slightly and tries to slip it in.
Okay, I just take the magazine, I guess.
You can decide if you want to be familiar with this one. It was during Valdis's early days.
Oh. Well, Scarlet's attitude towards Valdis has changed somewhat after the escapades in Port Oligarch, but she's like, yeah, I'll give it a read anyway. I've read it before, but I'll read it anyway. Something to do.
It's not directly nasty or anything like that, but it's just more, it's slightly trashier than what he's now respected for.
Yeah.
So he hands you that one and says, all right, I'm going to make some repairs of the machine. This is going to take a while. And the one guard just looks bored and just, she says, you can handle this, right? And he goes, yeah. And she walks off.
Bye.
He starts messing with the machine for a bit, not really making a lot of small talk other than you just doing okay in there and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Scarlet doesn't reply to him. She just carries on reading. She's just not wanting to talk to anybody now.
He says, all right, I'm going to need to... He looks inside and says, I'm going to need to reboot this, and it's going to take, 20 minutes. You going to be okay in there?
It just waves a hand at him. Yeah.
He rehooks up some things and sits down in the chair, and he pulls out his own magazine and he says, oh man, did you ever read that article about Valdis getting started? And that's on page 13.
She just flicks over to page 13. I was like, yeah.
Give a perception check. D20 plus 1. You notice that page 13 is dog-eared, and there's actually some words circled.
Oh, and I read the words?
Okay. They're sort of in a jumbled mess, but 2 words that are circled in red letters. The word 3, and then a couple paragraphs down it says days.
3 days.
Well, actually, excuse me. The word circled is 4, and then days.
4 days.
Yes, 4 days.
Okay.
He says, yeah, can you believe this guy just used to, be a volleyball player? It's so weird, right?
Scarlet, looks over and just gives a bit of a coy smile, I kind of see what you're doing, I think.
He says, yeah, I mean, this is super neato. Anyway, it's going to be about another 10 minutes or so. You got, did you ever look at the one where he had that interview with Cherry Woods?
Can I flick to that page?
Yes, you can. You're starting to catch his game.
Yeah.
And there are more words circled. In fact, there's quite a bit of them.
Ooh, read.
And there's various different colors and stuff, and he says, essentially, he says, my favorite colors in this particular order are set to the rainbow. And you could see that he's got Roy G. Biv, colored in different markers, and a sentence forms, and it tells you that he has made contact with your friends.
Oh, cool.
He says that in 4 days, they are locked on to the space-time coordinates of this ship.
Nice. Okay, Scarlet kind of just closes the magazine. Just looks over at him and just smiles.
He says, well, I hope you can get used, I hope you can have some fun while it's still rebooting. It's going to take a little while, but I think I got it. He goes over and he presses some buttons and the machine turns back on and says, I can turn off the camera if you want to check out the centerfold for a little bit. He winks and then begins to walk out.
Okay, what's on the centerfold? I'm kind of concerned.
Well, it's Valdis, of course. He's only wearing controllers.
Oh, okay.
And it's got an I'm sorry with a sad face, and the drawing is clearly made by Watashi.
Oh.
Because it's got some nonsense Ransei letters on it.
Oh, okay. Scarlet's kind of she recognizes that it's Watashi saying that, and she's a bit yeah. She knows in her heart that Watashi isn't a bad person. She's trying to do right. She's just goddamn annoying. So she's kind of okay, I'll move her away from the bad side a little bit more.
Well, she did leave you a lot of yaoi manga to read.
Oh, yay! I wish I'd known that sooner. I would have been reading that instead of sewing.
Anyway, within a short amount of time, the system comes booted back on, and rather than your sewing room that boots back up, it's a new room that you aren't familiar with. It wasn't the one Watashi used, or the one that you started with.
Ooh! What is in this room?
Surrounding the room are various candles and essentially various different sleep aids.
Ooh! Okay, so it's like they want me to, like, meditate.
Yeah, you look around for a bit, and there's just some relaxing CDs and stuff. And you open one of the books, and on the inside cover, it says "From Lytic," and there's the symbol of Cresselia on it.
Ah! Okay, that's sweet. She's like awesome. Is there one with Whalmer song on it?
Is there one? Yeah, there's a CD with Whalmer songs.
Okay, I'll put the Whalmer song CD on, and then I'll just sit in my cross-legged meditative state and just see about meditating for a bit. Yep, got it.
So there you go. So being put to sleep by the sound of your people, you are able to enter the dream world for the first time in a long time.